declined my promotion 10 minutes after my boss told me. I was exactly what the company needed. I should have felt proud. I spent 4 years grinding through 70-hour weeks, fixing other people's mistakes, stepping in when projects went sideways. I skipped birthdays, postponed vacations, and told myself it would be worth it. When someone finally noticed, Helen noticed. She called me into her glass-walled office on a Thursday afternoon. The kind of office where you can see everyone, and everyone can see you. It felt intentional. She smiled like she was about to change my life. We're restructuring, she said, and I want you as director of client strategy. My heart jumped. Director. 6-figure base, bigger bonus. My own team. I'd imagined this moment for years. I won't pretend it'll be easy. She continued, but you're ready. I remember staring at the city skyline behind her trying to process it. This was the win. The thing I'd been working towards since I moved to Chicago, with 2 suitcases and a pile of student debt. I'm honored, I said carefully. What would the expectations be? That's when her tone shifted. Not colder, just clearer. Well, she said, folding her hands, you'll need to be fully aligned with leadership. That means total discretion, total loyalty, of course. She nodded. There are going to be some changes. We're cutting 15% of staff next quarter. I blinked 15 underperformers, she said smoothly, and a few redundant roles. Redundant like people were extra office chairs. You'd be the one delivering the news. She added. My stomach tightened. I'd assumed I'd be building teams, not dismantling them, okay? I said slowly, that's part of leadership. She studied me for a moment. It's more than that. She slid a folder across her desk. Inside were performance reports. Names I recognized instantly. People I'd worked with for years. Mark, who stayed late every night because his wife was going through chemo. Elena, who trained half the department without ever asking for credit. James, who just relocated from Boston with his newborn twins. They're not underperforming, I said quietly. Helen gave me a patient smile. Metrics can be interpreted in many ways. My chest felt tight. They're expensive. She continued. Long tenure, higher salaries. We can replace them with younger talent at half the cost. I stared at her. That's not performance-based. I said it's strategic. There was a long pause, and there's one more thing. She added, of course, you'll need to keep this quiet, especially from your team. I know you're close to them, and that's admirable, but directors don't have friends at work. They have assets. Assets. I felt something shift inside me. She leaned back. You'll also need to distance yourself from Daniel. Daniel, my closest colleague. The guy who helped me survive my first year. The one who split takeout with me on late nights. And covered for me when my dad had surgery. He's not aligned with upper management. She said he asked too many questions. We see you as the future, but you can't bring him with you. You want me to cut him off? I asked. I want you to demonstrate where your loyalty lies there. It was not a promotion, a test. I left her office with the folder in my hands, and the entire floor watching me. People smiled, assuming I'd gotten good news. I probably looked stunned. Daniel caught my eye from across the room and gave me a subtle thumbs up. He already knew I was up for it. I went home that night and didn't tell anyone. My girlfriend Claire poured me a glass of wine and asked how it went. I got it, I said. She screamed, hugged me, started talking about celebrating, and she asked when I didn't react. I told her everything about the layoffs, the assets, the expectation to isolate myself, the quiet pressure to choose ambition over integrity. She went quiet, so they're asking you to become the villain. She said, I guess every director is someone's villain. Not like that, I barely slept. I kept thinking about Mark's face when he found out, about Elena packing her desk, about Daniel realizing I'd known and said nothing. By morning, the excitement was gone. All that was left was a question. If I accepted, who would I have to become to keep it? The next day, Helen called me back and have you had time to think? She asked yes, and my hands were steady. I was surprised by that. I'm declining. Her expression didn't change at first, like she hadn't processed it. I'm sorry I can't take the role under those conditions. Silence. This is a significant opportunity, she said carefully. I know you're aware it may not be offered again. She studied me, like I just revealed something disappointing about myself. You're letting emotions cloud your judgment. She said maybe. I replied, but I don't want to lead by betraying the people who helped me get here. Her voice hardened slightly. This is business. Business doesn't require me to pretend loyal employees are disposable. Another long pause. You're making a mistake. She said maybe. I repeated. I walked out without the folder. By the end of the week, the restructuring announcement hit. Layoffs happened anyway, but I wasn't the one delivering the news. And when Daniel asked if I'd known, I looked him in the eye and said no, because I hadn't signed the NDA. I hadn't taken the seat at the table where silence was mandatory. 2 months later, I noticed subtle shifts. I wasn't looped into certain meetings anymore. Big projects went elsewhere. Helen stopped mentoring me, but something else happened too. People started coming to me more, not because of a title, but because they trusted me. One evening as I was packing up, Mark stopped by my desk. I heard you turn down director, he said quietly. Word travels fast, yeah? He nodded. Takes guts. I shrugged. Or stupidity? He smiled faintly. Depends what you value. 3 weeks after that, a former client reached out. He'd left to start his own firm and needed someone to head strategy. Smaller company, less prestige, but real leadership, transparent culture. No secret layoff lists. During the interview, he asked me why I declined the promotion. I told him the truth. He leaned back and said, that's exactly why I want you. I start there next month. I won't have the glass office or the inflated title, but I won't have to choose between success and self-respect either. Helen was right about one thing. The promotion would have changed my life, just not in the way I wanted.